I like to think that I have a pretty strong bullshit meter when it comes to Alexandra Rodriguez, but it happened. She almost got me. I almost got by our workout weight loss queen herself, Alexandra Rodriguez. Hey everyone. So I'm making this video to talk about a reel that Alexandra posted yesterday, which would have been May 7th on her Instagram account, called A Healthier Alex. This is her weight loss account. And when I first watched this reel, it immediately jumped out at me that this is not filmed currently and that it was bullshit. However, the more I looked at it, I thought, well, this can't really be bullshit. And it turns out, though, it was, and she almost got me. So let's go back to the beginning. I'm scrolling Instagram yesterday, as I do. And yes, I do follow this account just so I can stay up to date with the shit that she posts. And I see this reel. Let's pull it up. It's muted, it's just a song. This is a reel of Alex going through a bit of a workout in her gym in her garage. I think it's in her garage. And she captioned it on the reel, posting so you can see a 300-pound body working out. So this implies that she's doing the workout after her most recent weigh-in, which was last Friday, in which she weighed in at around, 299, so around 300 pounds. The caption on this says, I always find it so gross and bizarre when I see people hating on / making fun of videos of bigger people exercising. But if they posted anything else, the same person would comment saying that they need to work out. All bodies are worthy of moving and feeling good and strong. So our inspirational queen has once again blessed us with this content, giving us the motivation to work out and post that content no matter our size. When I saw this, it stuck out to me, mostly because I thought she's actually looking a little smaller here than she currently is. It also stood out to me that at the start of the video, which is about to replay right here, she's already looking quite red in the face and sweaty, which leads me to believe that she came back after her workout and filmed these clips for the intro, which, if that's the case, I could let that go. It's really not that big of a deal, assuming that she actually did the workout, but I think that remains to be seen. The biggest red flag to me, though, that jumped out at me immediately is at the end when she starts her stretching. So sorry, I've got to let this play through again, but we'll pause it when it gets there. She has a big clock behind her, and she starts stretching at 10:43. The clock then switches right here to 10:44. I'm just going to pause it. And then she finishes up her video. So actually, give me a second. There we go. So she's wrapping up the video here, and it's still at 10:44. Now, girl, I slack myself on stretching, but when I do stretch after my workouts, I'm stretching for much more than a minute. Wow, this pause, I don't know, it could just be like the way that I pause the video, but look how fucked her fingers look. I'm always wondering if she has filters on. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit, but I can never quite be sure. Anyway, so this whole time things stuck out to me, and then I'm looking at the clock and I noticed that the clock also includes the temperature, 64 degrees, and the date. So it's kind of hard to see when I zoom in. I can't quite make out, but I do think this is supposed to be the month and then the day. And so on her clock, it's saying February 17th. Now, again, this was posted on May 7th, 2025. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is an old video. But I did notice that her nails in this video are red. I tried to pause it again. Whatever, we'll just let it play through. They are red. They are looking a little darker than what she currently has on, but she does have like a reddy orange color on her nails right now. So, me being me, I even went back to this past February to just double check on her Instagram what type of nails she had around that time. And it looked like she actually had like French and more neutral nails. So, to me, I thought this solved it. I truly am sitting here giving this bitch the grace to say that this clock must be broken. You know how it is. Clocks, the power goes out, the clocks stop, you never reset it, whatever. A bunch of shit could happen. So I'm really thinking to myself, oh, the clock just isn't right. Obviously, the nails are relatively matching. Say what we want about filters, if she's got them on or not. This was filmed currently. Now, I then wanted to film a video anyway talking about this reel because I think her form leaves a little to be desired. So I go back to check on it. And God bless the Instagram sleuths who left these comments, as you can see here. This one says, this post is from 2 years ago. Another one says, when you started to post again about your new journey, you made it seem like you were going to be honest this time. Very sneaky to post this and make people think this is new. Why would you not mention it's a repost? You're still being sneaky for no reason. Very strange. You know, this is followed by more comments saying that this is old. Are they going crazy? Stop misleading your followers and so on. Yes, it's true. This post is from February of 2023, over 2 years ago. So, of course, I went back just to double check. Let me show that. All right, let's pull it up here. Now we're on her full account, Alexandra Rodriguez, and here it is. I've just got it muted again. It's just music. But here we go, February 17th, 2023, on her Alexandra Irene Rodriguez account. This is the same video. It's got a little bit of extra clips showing this workout that she did. Ugh. Just letting it play through. And there we have the magical clock showing what would have been the correct date and time, February 17th, and posted February 17th. So, yeah, this is a 2-year-old video, and she damn near fucking got me because I truly believed that the nails matched, and it must have just been a mistake with the clock. Now, I do want to say, as I think someone else pointed out in her comments, that reusing content isn't automatically a bad thing. It doesn't mean it's inherently deceitful. However, given the context of her account and the post, I would argue that this is pretty deceitful. At best, it's just kind of like a little lie by omission, which she does a lot. And at worst, it's a full on lie. This is supposed to be her honest and transparent journey yet again into weight loss and using Weight Watchers. She posted it referencing her current weight of around 300 pounds, leading people to believe that this is a new video, that she did just take this video of herself working out and she's showing herself as she currently looks. But is it really reflective of her body now? Can't really be sure. I mean, there's a lot of speculation about her weight, if she's being truthful about how much she weighs. There's also a lot of speculation about the filters that she may or may not be using. We know she's admitted to photoshopping and using filters in the past, but she has claimed that she stopped doing it. But I've seen a lot of content that does seem to indicate that there's something going on. Call it good angles if you want. It might be filters, who knows? So that leads me to question, I mean, was it ever really reflective of her body, even in this video, when she actually posted the video and took it in 2023? I mean, who knows, right? Still, at the end of the day, I think this was deceitful. It's not actually her right now. Now, did she come on and say outright, this is me working out on May 7th, and this is what I look like on May 7th? No. But again, I would argue that in the context of her page and the content she's been posting, taken um, in addition to the caption of, this is what a body looks like at 300 pounds, which is the latest weight that she shared, I think her followers would make the logical connection that this is a current video, much like I did, and I'm ready. I'm ready to jump on any inkling of deceit that I see, and I even fell for it. So imagine her rabid fans that defend her and believe her at every turn. I mean, they are going to think that that's really her right now, and it just isn't. Now, was this premeditated by her? I almost wonder if it was. I know, like, this isn't a big deal. It's not premeditated murder, for goodness sakes. Ultimately, posting an old video is not that egregious. But I still just think the fact that she's getting views and money and support from these followers who watch her, she needs to be forthcoming about the reality of the content that she's posting. The reason I wonder if it's premeditated is specifically because of the nails. I think, in my opinion, that she knows that people often use her nails and her hair as like a gauge of when something was taken, because those things can be traced back to her vlogs and her Instagram, where she's often sharing when she gets her nails redone. So right now, she does have a brighter nail polish color, which is not super usual for her. So in this video, the nail polish can pass for what she recently had on her nails, that bright, like orangey red. It was actually a really pretty color. Anyway, so it just makes you wonder if she was kind of putting a little bit of thought into that, just to try to leave some more clues or indications that this could be a recent video. I can't say for sure if that's what she did, but it does make you wonder, and it just adds more to this kind of gross feeling that I get from just watching her bullshit her way through YouTube and Instagram. Now, this repost and the way that it was done is an example of exactly why reaction channels and forums like Reddit exist to comment and critique on her content that she's publicly posting for consumption. All of these small lies by omission, and then, of course, her bigger outright lies, such as tummy tuck gate, lead her to come across as just very deceitful. And that's what opens her up to so much scrutiny, and rightfully so. When someone is consistently lying, whether it's through small or larger ways, it just sells a false narrative to people who subscribe to her based on what they think is actually transparent and real. And eventually, that's going to catch up to you. It's going to piss people off. It's going to make them scrutinize your content and second guess everything that you share. And oftentimes, there's nuggets of truth in that scrutiny. There have been many times where I've thought, such as with this post, no, it can't be. And, well, it is. So when you're watching reaction channels, or you're reading, maybe a Reddit post or whatever forum you're on, or you're just reading her comments on her own content from people who do follow and are just and support her, or are just, giving some criticism, Sometimes you might look at that and think, seems a bit far fetched, but really, a lot of times it's not as far fetched as you might think. Last thing that I want to say about this is that it just kind of pisses me off that she's using reposted content anyway. As I said before, reposting content isn't necessarily inherently deceitful or wrong, but given that this is her job, I think it's just really lazy and a really cheap way to try to get engagement and get views. She has nothing but time to film content and to film fresh and new content in particular. She claims that she's back at the gym working out. She claims that she's going on these 2-3 mile walks. She also does have like a fully equipped home gym. So why can she not take a couple minutes to film a workout and post it? She's often been caught doing workouts that are only like 20 minutes long anyway. So if she actually wanted to do the whole workout, which would be good for her, it wouldn't take her very long. And then it takes like 5 minutes to put together a reel. I recently thought that reels took a really long time to make until I actually started making some and realized they are so easy to make and it's really fun to do as well. So given that most people spend at least 8 hours a day at their job, and this is her job, and she's spending nowhere near that, I don't understand why she can't just take some fucking time and do it. It's just a slap in the face, I feel like, to, the regular plebs and lay people everywhere who actually have to spend hours of their day at work just to get by. Meanwhile, this bitch is sitting here posting shit from 2 years ago, trying to sell it, in my opinion, that it is current and just, get some engagement and get some money off of it. It's bullshit, it's lazy, and it just pisses me off. So, in conclusion, I will say that this is why no one believes Alexandra Rodriguez when she posts anything. This is an example of why people scrutinize her content and why she gets a lot of, questions around what she's posting and if it's valid and true. I'm sure that you guys will all have a lot to say on this as well, and I can't wait to hear from you what you think. All right, see you next time. Bye.